this is going to be our last video on indices before we move on to logs. So you still will need to know indices for logs. This is going to be the last purely indices question. So it's similar to the one we did in the last video, but still a little bit different. So if you get something like this, 2 to the power of x plus 2 to the power of minus x is equal to 17 over 4, and you have to solve this for x. Okay, so the method you're going to do is you're going to write this like 2 to the power of x plus, and this is the one you have to change, 1 over 2 to the power of x is equal to 17 over 4. So you keep this the way it is, 17 over 4. Okay, next step is you want to get rid of this fraction here. So we're going to multiply everything by 2 to the power of x. Yeah? So you're going to multiply everything by 2 to the power of x. So I'll write that. It's going to be 2 to the power of x multiplied by 2 to the power of x plus 2 to the power of x multiplied by 1 over 2 to the power of x, and that's equal to, again, 2 to the power of x multiplied by 17 over 4. Yeah, so 2 to the power of x by everything. So then some things here are going to cancel. We're going to get the 2 to the power of x here is going to cancel with that 2 to the power of x, and we're going to be left with 2 to the power of x squared here plus 1, because it's going to be 1 left, is equal to 2 to the power of x by 17 over 4. And then I'm going to multiply everything by 4 just to get rid of that fraction. So we're going to have 4 by 2 to the power of x squared plus 4 is equal to 17 by 2 to the power of x. I'm just writing the 17 outside the bracket now. Does that make sense so far? We multiplied everything by 4, and we get 4 by 2 to the power of x squared plus 4 is equal to 17 by 2 to the power of x. So this is 4 will cancel here and here. One more step. 4 is equal to 2 to the power of x squared minus 17 by 2 to the power of x plus 4 is equal to 0. And now you should recognize this. It's very similar to what we had in the last question. So it's a quadratic. So you're going to have to turn 2 to the power of x into a u, and you're going to have to sub that u in everywhere. So we're going to have 4u squared minus 17u plus 4 is equal to 0. And now we have to solve this quadratic. So this is going to be 4u and u. And this is going to be minus 1 and minus 4. U is going to be 1 over 4, or u is equal to plus 4. Yeah? So then I'm just going to continue. So we have 2 to the power of x is equal to u, and u is equal to either of these. So now we have to solve this for x. So that means either 2 to the power of x is equal to 1 over 4, or else 2 to the power of x is equal to 4. So we're going to do this one first. That's going to say 2 to the power of x is equal to 2 squared, because 4 is equal to 2 squared. So remember, we have to write everything as a power of 2. And that means for this one here, x is equal to 2 should be fine. Yeah. And now this one here is going to be a small bit trickier. I'll go red again. So I'm going to say 2 to the power of x is equal to, so first I'm going to get rid of the fraction. It's going to be 4 to the power of minus 1. Yeah. Because 4 to the power of minus 1 is the same as 1 over 4. And then I can write that as 2 to the power of x is equal to 4 to the, sorry, no, it's not 4, it's going to be 2 squared to the power of minus 1, because 4 is just 2 squared. And then this is the third rule of indices, 2 to the power of 2 to the power of minus 1. Let's write this over here. That's going to be 2 to the power of x is equal to 2 to the power of minus 2. So it's going to be 2 multiplied by minus 1, which is just minus 2, and that means x is equal to minus 2. There we go. So that's our question there. So again, you really need to know this method here, how to turn something like this into a quadratic and then to solve it. That's what we did in the last video, and the first bit is just kind of a specific question for this kind of method. So hopefully that was okay. That's our last bit on kind of pure indices. We're going to look at logs in the next few videos. So logs is a big topic, and make sure you get this basically. See you then.